sunshiny day. We're going to give a big thank you and shout out to amazing, extra amazing people today, my loves. All right, let's bring it in for a big huddle at the cuddle. Oh, big hugs, big hugs, big hugs. All right, my love. So today we are going to celebrate all our helpers in the community. And I think the person who described it best about the helpers in our communities is someone called Mr. Rogers. He is someone that inspired Miss Mel when she was a little girl and continues to inspire me to this day and many other people. And he was a helper himself. And his mother said something to him, just like you're watching me today. That's how I watch Mr. Rogers. And he said a lot of wonderful things that still stick with me today. And his mother said something to him one day when he was a little scared. And she said, when I was a boy and I would see scary things in the news, my mother would say to me, look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping. And that is so true, my loves. When we are scared, when we are upset, there are always helpers around us to help us through tough times. And you know what? Let's mention some helpers today before our story, okay? And let's give a big thank you shout out to all these amazing helpers today, okay? And then after our story today, remember, we're going to talk about an amazing project that was inspired by a little one with big heart, just like you, my loves, okay? So let's give a big shout out to our doctors and nurses. Thank you, thank you. Why are doctors and nurses our helpers? Well, because when we're feeling sick, when we need care, doctors and nurses are always there, and all our medical professionals, a shout out, thank you, because they are always there to help us. Our paramedics, all of them are there to help us stay safe and well. Our police officers and firefighters, shout out, thank you. We're going to give a big thank you to them today as well because they help us stay safe in our community. Our postal and delivery workers who deliver all those amazing packages from Grandma, Noni, Mommy, Gigi, Pop, all those amazing people we love so much in our lives. They help get them to us and make sure that they send their love to us. So we want to give them a big thank you today. Our grocery store workers and all the workers in our stores who are helping keep the shelves stocked and making sure that we have good food to keep us well and strong. We want to give them a big thank you today. And we want to give our parents, our parents and families a big shout out today. They're Zooming with us, making sure they stay connected. And you know what they're also doing? They're big teachers, and they're teaching us so many different, continuing to teach us so many different things. And they're giving all the love to us every day to support us. So give our parents and families a big shout out. All of our airline workers who are making sure that travel stays safe and to make sure we get to places we need to get to. Our linemen and women who are keeping the power on. Our amazing librarians who also are librarians and teachers who are making sure we stay educated, who are providing us with cool things that we can work on to keep our minds good and active. We want to thank all of them, our construction workers out there. Stay safe in the heat, construction workers. We want to make sure we give a big thank you to you because you keep our roads safe. You fix things for us out there and make sure those buildings are safe for us. And sanitation workers, who doesn't like all the garbage trucks going through their neighborhood? Shout out to our amazing sanitation workers. Stay safe. And you know what? Our neighbors are big helpers, my love. Let's give them a big round of applause and shout out. Our neighbors help us stay safe and well. And you know what? Everybody's doing their part to keep us staying safe and well. You know what, my love? So they deliver us packages sometimes. They deliver some groceries sometimes. They give us a cool note or a thank you. So we want to give them a big shout out thank you today too. And all the thank yous you want to give a shout out to, Miss Mel wants you to encourage all of you to put a thank you in our comments today for anyone you want to give a big shout out thank you to as well, my loves. Give them a big shout out thank you and a big round of applause for doing their best to make sure we stay safe and well, my loves. Okay, so you know what? Today, Miss Mel promised you a project you can do on your own with your parents, of course, together, a teamwork project. And this is going to take all of us to help each other out to do this project. Okay, so I need my team. Teamwork makes the dream work. That teamwork of kindness, sharing it every day in every way. We're going to teach you how to make an amazing piece of art inspired by a little one, just like you, with big heart. All right, my loves. So, but before we go in there, see, Miss Mel's wearing something that's going to give you a hint as to what we're going to do today. Because you know what? I can't keep a surprise. I can't keep a surprise. Too many surprises spill out of me. I can't keep a surprise worth of darn. So today, we're going to read how a little girl became a helper. Just like you're going to become a helper. Just like you were always a big helper every day. She became a helper in her neighborhood by having to share an amazing piece she did through art. And we're going to learn how to do that today too. Because art can be amazing. It is amazing. We can share art, and that is a way to say things in a big way without even saying a word. We can translate our kindness and our love through art. And she did that in her neighborhood with Maybe Something Beautiful, how art transformed a neighborhood. And we're going to learn how she became a big helper. And it is by Isabel Campoy and Theresa Howell, and it's illustrated by Rafael Lopez. So let's see how this little girl became a big helper with her art. Maybe Something Beautiful, how art transformed a neighborhood. In the heart of a gray city, there lived a little girl who loved to doodle, draw, color, and paint. And every time she saw a blank piece of paper, Myra thought to herself, maybe. And because of this, her room was filled with color and her heart was filled with joy. On her way to school one day, Myra gave a round apple to Mr. Henry the grocer, a picture of it, the owner of the shop down the street. She gave a flower to Ms. Lopez, who was a teacher, the lady with sparkling eyes, to make her happy. She gave a songbird to Mr. Sachs, and a red heart to the policeman who walked up and down the streets to keep us safe. On her way home, Myra taped a glowing sun on a very gray wall where the shadows met. The next day, Myra saw a very colorful man with a pocket full of paintbrushes. He gazed at the wall and he looked at her son. He held his fingers up in a square and peered through them. He thought. What do you see? Myra asked. Maybe something beautiful, the man replied. Oh, look at that. Whoa. Then, just like that, he dipped a brush in his paint. Bam! Pow! All these colors went over the gray walls and made them into something amazing. The shadows scurried away. Sky blue cut through the gloom. The man's laughter was like a rainbow spreading across the sky and never ending. Who are you? Myra asked. I'm an artist, he said, a muralist. I paint on walls. I'm an artist too, she told him. He handed Myra a brush. Then, Myra, come on! Oh, Myra dipped her paintbrush in the loudest color she could. Oh, took it out and spread her paintbrush all across the wall. Yowee! She said. Then the wall lit up like sunshine. As the man drew pictures on the bricks, Myra added color, punch, and pizzazz. She added her own punch and pizzazz to it, because we all have something different to add, and that is wonderful. Then came other people. everyone wanted to share in this joy, and everyone painted to the rhythm. They got music going, they got some merengue, a siesta. Even Myra's mama painted and danced the cha-cha-cha. How do we get cha-cha-cha? Then the whole neighborhood became a huge block party. And you know what? Everyone painted something that made them feel joyful and gave joy to other people. All of a sudden, the policeman woke up. "Excuse me," he said. Cleared his throat. The music stopped. Myra pushed down her paintbrush. They were surely in trouble. The officer cleared his throat. Then he paused. "May I paint with you, Myra?" he asked. So Myra handed the police officer a paintbrush, and the music started all over again. Teachers and papas joined in, neighbors joined in. Oh my goodness, sanitation workers and nurses and doctors joined in, and everyone around the neighborhood shared in the joy. Color spread throughout the streets as fast as lightning could, and so the rainbow felt never ending, and so did the joy. Wherever Myra and the man went, after they colored the walls, they painted the utility boxes and the benches. They painted poster boards and hung them up in their windows. They decorated sidewalks with chalk and poetry and smiles so that everyone walking during the day would be mindful and see a beautiful message, and everyone loved it. Together, they created something more beautiful than they had ever imagined. When their clothes were splattered with a million colors, everyone sat down to rest, except the muralist. His eyes sparkled. "You, my friends, are all artists," he told them. "You are also the helpers. The world is your canvas, my loves." He smiled wide. Then he pulled everything together in big, sweeping motions. His paintbrush was his magic wand. There we are, my loves. Maybe something beautiful. Now, was that an amazing story or what? Gives Miss Mel the feels every time I read it. And you know what? We're going to learn, like Miss Mel said, how to be the helpers in our community and share that love with all the helpers we gave shout-out thank yous to and mentioned earlier in our story time. So I'm going to share this project that inspired Miss Mel from a little boy named Jad. And thank you so much, Jad. He's a little boy, just like all of you, or little girls and little boys out there with huge, big hearts, my loves, and you share that love every day in so many ways. Miss Mel has seen it and felt it so much throughout my lifetime. And you know what? He sent this to Miss Mel, and this inspired me. Well, first he had a conversation with his parents about who the helpers in the community are. And he and his parents did these pieces, and they made a list in their family of all the helpers, and they sent these out to all the people, friends, and family members who are their helpers in their community. Mwah. And Jad's parents, you inspired Miss Mel to share this with our community today here and share this within our community in my neighborhood. And thank you so much, because this is what Jad created that he sent to Miss Mel. And as you see, it's a rainbow. Now, what does a rainbow mean? A rainbow stands for hope. It's never ending. All the colors stand for all the people in the community working together to create that hope. And a rainbow always comes after a scary storm, with lightning and scary storms all together and winds. There sometimes is a rainbow underneath the clouds that gives us hope, and that the pokes of sunshine come out and the birds come out. That always gives us joy and hope, right, Christina? Right, my loves? So Jad, I want to thank you for sending this to me. And I want to thank Jad's parents. Thank you so much for sending this to me, because I got this in the mail when I got home from work, because Miss Mel also works at Trader Joe's. And I got this when I came home from work one day, and I got the feels. It made me feel joy and made me feel kindness and love. And you know what, Jad? I and Jad's parents, I shared this in our neighborhood, in my window, with all the postal and delivery workers, and to thank them every day, and took pictures of it to share with other people, and how much you spread that joy, not only to me, but to other people. So we're going to learn how to make this amazing thing today that Jad made. He made different colors of the rainbow that give us hope. And we're going to continue to spread that rainbow today, Jad. And a bird up at the top. Now, when you do this at home, my loves, you can use poster board, you can use paper, you can use construction paper. If you don't have construction paper, that's okay. You can also use regular paper and color it to the colors of the rainbow. Let's see what colors Chad used. He used red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and he made a little bird of hope. Now you can draw whatever you want, because wonderful thing about art is anything that inspires you to share with other people, we want to encourage you to do. So Miss Mel we have a bird up here, a bird of hope. You can draw a big sun. You can draw a big cloud. You can draw, what else, Christina? You can draw stars. You can draw your favorite shapes. Anything that will tell other people how much you love them. And you know what? At the bottom, like Jad did, I want you to put a big thanks there and a big heart. Now, Jad also and his family also wrote something on the back Miss Mel's going to share with you. They attached a little heart. And you can feel free to, if you're sending this to someone, you can feel free to attach a little message on the back too, just for them. They shared, "Dear Miss Melissa," or Miss Mel, "thank you for being a helper. Love, Jad." And I'm going to show you that. Isn't that beautiful? So if you are sending this to someone, not only can we put this in our windows, my loves, but if a lot of our wonderful police stations and firefighter stations and hospitals have websites, and they have Facebook pages and social media. So after you finish this, Miss Mel wants to encourage you and your family, after you have a conversation about the helpers, to take pictures of your art as well, and the little messages you put with them, and feel free to post them or send them a message through their page of all the amazing things they're doing to help us. All right, my loves? And you know what? If you know of a family member who could use one of these amazing pieces of art that can be transformative, I want you to send them one. Or you know what? Send them one in the mail. Or if you know of a neighbor, drop one off with your family when you're taking that walk early in the morning, right on their doorstep. And you know what? There's so many ways to send this around that we can make this rainbow never ending. So I want to thank all my little loves out there, because this is not going to be possible without all of you. Because what do we say every day? Teamwork makes the dream work. Let's say it loud and proud on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Teamwork makes the dream work, my love. Spread that kindness. Let's make these projects never ending. Let's make this rainbow never ending. All right, my loves? Let's share this joy with every one of our helpers, and let's let them know how much they help us. And let's become the helpers ourselves, my little loves, because when you spread that kindness every day in every way, you are a huge helper. So I want to give a big shout out, thank you to all of you for being the big helpers as well. All right, my love, share that rainbow. Jad, and his family, I'm putting this back in my window to thank all those amazing helpers. Thank you guys so much. I love you, my little loves. And let's continue to share that kindness. Mwah. Can't wait to see your art. Bye, sweethearts.